Hello one and all, Cosmic Carrie here, 2 for Joy Oracle, Saturday the 4th of April 2026. Happy Easter Saturday. Other chocolate eggs are available. I felt drawn to do a reading today for all those beautiful tree guardians out there. I'll explain a bit more in a moment. To quickly describe the scene, we have the clear quartz crystal gracing the reading. We have the rainbow quartz crystal gracing the reading, and I have smudged with the ever delicious Palo Santo wood. So the thumbnail to this video is an amazing picture that was taken by my friend Susanna. Shout out to Susanna if she's watching this, on yesterday or Friday. She came over and we walked out into the countryside together. Now, she is very fond of nature and earth magic and things like that, as am I. And I wanted to introduce her to a very special tree that is growing in the village, in the outskirts of the village here, in this village of that is in South Somerset, England, UK. And we did that yesterday. That picture taken by Susanna, if you zoom in, you can see a very welcoming, loving tree spirit in that oak. That is a very, very special oak, and I have been designated by nature, by others who are more expert at this kind of thing than me, particularly one Gordon Field, who is a tree whisperer, tree dowser, and also someone who is works with water divination and ley lines and other things. But I have somehow become the tree guardian to this beautiful old oak tree, which stands in the middle of a field. And as many of you know, the Irish, particularly Celtic nations, but particularly the Irish, would say that trees on their own in the middle of a field, so a single tree, are very, very magical and powerful, and they would call them fairy trees. Anyway, this tree is a very special tree. It has connected with me in the past a few times, not many, a few times, but it is a special tree. Now, Gordon has connected with this tree from its photograph and also over a distance through the ether, through the energy, and has said it is a beacon tree and also a cosmic beacon tree, quite a rare, energetic soul that this tree is. So I feel drawn to do a reading, having visited this beautiful oak. And we know that oaks are male and female, and I felt yesterday particularly that face was a bit like the Green Man. If you can zoom in on that thumbnail, just from the grass line up, and you would, a couple of meters, you'll see immediately. And really the picture doesn't do it justice. When we stepped into the field, this huge face was just welcoming, and it felt wonderful, and it really was watching and looking at us and welcoming us. And I think he was particularly happy to see my friend Susanna, and I did ask permission from the tree if I could bring her, and got an immediate yes, which is why we went yesterday. So I felt very drawn to do a reading around that. So this reading is for all those of you out there, and you know who you are, but perhaps you may know who you are after this reading. And you are tree guardians. You are tree guardians. Tree guardians are people who are able to get messages from some trees, and from other parts of nature, of course, but from trees, particularly old trees. And the purpose of that is to disseminate, spread that information, and it's normally around helping Gaia, helping the earth, protecting the land, and holding the land as a sacred space, which it is, which it really is. So my relationship with said old oak is wonderful, and it's growing. I've had a relationship with the tree. I've known the tree since we lived here, which is 10 years now, but an accelerated communication with that old oak probably for about, well, since 2017, 2018, something like that. So I feel really blessed. And I feel it is a real responsibility that I've been given here to work with this tree for the good of the earth and Gaia and mankind, actually. So, without much ado about nothing, let us proceed. I have been very drawn, obviously, to the deck of Brian Froud, the Fairy Oracle. Now, I did pre-shuffle earlier today. I thought I'm just going to see what the energies are saying, and I drew 4 cards. 4 cards came out, left it a bit, and I thought, well, I'll just do it again. Exactly, the 4 cards came out again. So I'm intrigued to see which cards will come out now. So we will draw a couple of cards, possibly from Brian Froud's deck. We're also going to do Radiant Wise Tarot, see if there's anything there. And we're going to do Storm Raven, bit of Storm Raven, and also a couple of charms from the bag of charms. So if you haven't, go and visit the website of the wonderful Cindy. And I can't remember the name of her website, but I will put her link in the description box below. She spoke at length a couple of years back, I think just after COVID, on what she called messages from the Oak Men. And I know the Oak Men are in here. There is a card, Oak Men, or Oak Man, in here. So she's definitely worth a look. I'm hoping at some point I might be able to do a mini collab with Cindy in Canada, America. I'm not sure where she is. I love her channel. Brilliant channel. Amazing reader, very intuitive. So, Spirit, please, may we have at this 6:15 GMT, 4/4/26. Wonderful Tree Guardian reading. Thank you, thank you. Wow, that flew out nicely. That's funny. It is one of the 4. It is one of the 4. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May we have another card, please? I'm going to read everything that Brian has written about this for this card. Anything else? What have we got? Yes. Now, she was at the bottom of the deck. Thank you, Spirit. Anything else? Thank you. Okay. Perfect. So 2 of these 4 cards, well, one definitely came out before, and the second one was at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Thank you. So we have the Guardian of the Gate, number 3. 3s are magical. Beginning, middle, end, Mother, Maiden, Crone, the Triskele, the ancient symbol, the 3 fates. Here we go. The Guardian of the Gate. This was, I think, the first card that came out when I drew the deck earlier in the day. So this is definitely a repeated message for this reading, for the tree guardians, all those who guard trees out there. You know who you are, or you may now be discovering who you are through this reading. How wonderful that would be. So Intuitively, yes. My role there is as a tree guardian, the guardian of the gate of this particular oak tree, who communes with me. And the guardian of the gate, there is, as you exit the field, there is another very old oak to your right, which I feel is like the grandfather of the sun oak in the middle of the field. That tree also speaks to me, and at some point I'm hoping Gordon of the field will come and visit the Cosmic Beacon Oak in person, and I'd be intrigued to see what he feels about the other oak, which is literally at the gate, the guardian of the gate. So I'm going to read what Brian says a little bit there, and hope that as I scroll I don't lose the recording, because I've done this before and it shut the recording off as I was reading. I'm just going to read the keywords, guys. Okay. Oh, hang on. Bear with me as I zoom through the PDF of The Guardian of the Gate. Passages to new life. Openings. Gatekeeping. The principal task of the guardian at the gate is to facilitate the passage from one realm to another, and to block the passage of that which is not ready to pass. These realms may be earth, fairy, the cosmos of the singers, or unity. They can also be considered as levels of reality, of states of consciousness. In one state of consciousness, we are in the ordinary world. In another, we are in fairy or unity. Our bodies don't move, but our minds do. The guardian at the gate of unity facilitates the passage of the songs into the hearts of the singers, and aids the passages of humans and fairies into unity, to be filled by that song when it is their time. Wow, that really is beautiful. So it is about guiding in a liminal space. And I am guided by that beautiful oak through the messages. Sometimes I get downloads in my liminal space from the tree. Sometimes I ask the tree. Sometimes I visited it at full moon. Had many magical experiences at that tree on my own, with my husband, with our dog Bee, who has now passed to another realm. That tree is really very special. So it's about passing on messages, translating information from the tree. That's going to help humanity, that's going to help protect the land, protect the old ways to some degree. Thank you, Spirit. So the next card is interesting, because this was at the bottom of the pack earlier in the day. It is the Green Woman. The Green Woman. So look at that. What I'm getting off that card today is this feels a little bit like a protective energy around this creature here, which for me feels like the oak. About protection. And the number is 25, 23, I think 23. Another 3. Threes are being called in this reading. Let me read you what Brian himself says. Try and keep this in screen. So, Green Woman. Oh, there we go. Brian says, wildness, natural magic, expectant gratitude, untrammeled creativity. The Green Woman dances naked in the moonlight, and in the sunlight and the shadows as well. She doesn't care what you think of her. She knows her own worth. From her experience of life, she's the feminine, vital, vegetative force that enables a root to crack stone, the reed to bend in the wind, and the oak to stand against the storm. I love that. So this feels very auspicious. This soul doesn't care what others think of her. And I think the message of the Green Woman in this Tree Guardian reading today is, if you're drawn to connect with trees, a tree, or anything else in nature, but today's reading really is about tree, is for the Tree Guardians. Do it. Don't care what others think. You don't need to tell other people about it. They won't get it anyway. It's not meant for them. It's not in their path. Well, it might be, but don't feel you have to justify it. Be intuitive driven. You probably do already connect with one or more trees. You may even have been called by them. I love this. This is magical because this is really reminding me of the times I've been to that tree at full moon, in the liminal space, and at the gloaming, at the dusk at the end of the day. Very special. Be yourself. Engage. Connect with the trees if they're calling you. Don't worry what others think. Stand in your own truth and power, for you may have earth energy and magic within you. I think we potentially, all of us have this. Some turn away from it, but some hopefully recognize it and go with it. And you're being encouraged to do that. I love that. The Green Woman, which is the counterpart, of course, to the Green Man. And when you look at the face in that oak, in the thumbnail, I think it looks like the Green Man. Beautiful. But it is the spirit, the dryad, if you like, of that beautiful tree. Wow. The sun is really giving us lots of glowing light today. Thank you, Spirit. So we have two other messages. I feel that these are the two main messages, if you like. And we've got sort of two subsidiary messages. This one is number 22, which 22 is always spiritual. We don't add it up. I think it says the Master Maker. Now, I don't know what this card is talking about, so bear with me just as I have a look. And it is 22, we said, didn't we? So bear with. Oh, it's the card just before the Green Woman. That's easy. Thank you. Here we have the Master Maker. The Master Maker, right. Skill, craftsmanship, magician, moral, strength. The Master Maker is the master of the forge upon which we create our futures and forge our own souls. He sees the world beyond the other world, the world of first causes. Through his magic, he brings them into his own world of fairy. There we go. Skill, craftsmanship, magician, moral strength, invention. So I'm feeling that this card, particularly today in this reading, the Tree Guardian reading, you're being asked to hone your craft and your skill and your magic around connecting with trees, if you feel so drawn to do today from this reading, and I hope you do. It takes time. Now, I have thought about my own passage in life, a few decades in, of course, but trees have actually always featured in my life, and have always been very special. Even right from the beginning, when I was born in London, in a hospital which no longer exists, unfortunately, it's been demolished, called Poplar Hospital. As you know, poplar is a tree. That's just a very small example of trees being in my life right from the beginning. I didn't realise it, obviously, at the time, and I didn't realise it till a few decades of life in. But I've always had strong connections with trees. So it might be that you look back past into your timeline, look back over your life, and notice where trees have spoken to you, when you've had special trees as children, on your own or with friends or with a family, places you've gone where you felt close to nature and close to these liminal spaces where magic abounds. So the final card in this Tree Guardian reading is the Maiden. I love this. Here we have this beautifully gorgeous magical child who sits glowing at us with the magical energy that she has. So I'm going to read and scroll again, and the number is 14, 4 and 1 is 5. There's a lot of 3s and 5s in this reading. 3, 5, 4, well, 22. 3, 5, 22 and 5 again. 5's a change and 3's are progress. 22 spirit number. Beautiful. Let's just have a look at what Brian says about the maiden. So bear with me whilst I just scroll up on the PDF. Here we go. Hang on. 14, yeah. Here we are. There we have found the maiden. Auspicious beginnings, birth, growth, joy, hope. From her crown of light to her star-jeweled toes, the maiden is pure joy. She is the face of the force that generates growth throughout all the worlds. When she smiles, troubles melt. Where she dances, flowers spring from the ground and burst into bloom. It is from the maiden that the pixies learned the dance that keeps the other world turning, and probably our world too, for that matter. She is newly born every morn, and she carols her plangent song of growth for all beings in all worlds. She sees the magic and the light in everything and takes endless delight in it. Absolutely beautiful. So, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Brian. This totally makes sense. So here, if this endeavour of connecting with trees, communicating with trees, being a guardian, a tree guardian, becoming a tree guardian, which means connecting at an energetic level, feeling a connection with a tree, hearing a connection, seeing a connection, whatever sense you use, and you may use all senses or even just one, that's fine. I feel you're being asked to recognize the magic within, connect your magic with the magic of the tree that you feel drawn to. But it's also speaking of inner child. There's an innocence in the inner child that is within each and every one of us. It is the childlike innocence of connecting with things without thinking about it. We go about it in an intuitive way. Children are very mindful and very in the moment, very intuitive. They read the energies. They don't think about the past or the future, kind of only in the present, very often. And I think when you connect with this energy within yourself, that your skills, your honing of this magic skill, this talent that you have or that you wish to have, will be enhanced. It does take a little bit of time and stillness. When you find your tree, it's not something you can switch on and think, oh, it's Tuesday afternoon, haven't been to see the tree, I better go and do that. No. If you get downloads from your tree, or if a question comes up naturally, something will be given to you in the ether, either in the dream state, in the liminal state, before and after sleep, that will say to you, I need to go and connect with my tree. For example, and I like to try and make this channel practical because I want this to also be practical earth magic. That's a big part of Two for Joy Oracle. My beautiful alder wand that you know about because there's another video on this. This I need to go and introduce to Beacon Oak. And I will do that. I didn't want to do it when I was there with my friend Susanna the other day because we were there for other reasons. But also I've been told by Gordon, and I've understood that myself, that some things it needs to just be you and the tree, mostly just you and the tree. Okay. And so I will go and do that when I feel drawn to do it, knowing that's the right time. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. So numbers are 3, 5, 23, 22, 5. So definitely 3s and 5s. May we have, please, a tarot. Is there anything from tarot that wants to add to this, Spirit? What a beautiful message. The guardian at the gate. The green woman. the Master Maker, and the Maiden on this auspicious Easter Saturday in South Somerset, England, UK. May we have a card? Is there anything, Spirit? Do you wish to say anything? Add anything extra from the Radiant Wise Tarot on this Tree Guardian reading today? May not be. I did try and use a deck earlier. It was the Tree Wardens by, I can't remember her name, lovely lady. Oh, don't even know where that deck is now. Anyway, I think I have spoken about her before, her deck. Oh, sorry, Woodland Wardens, Jessica Rue. And the cards just wouldn't. No. I thought, oh, that'll fit nicely. I'll have one of those. And the energy. So you have to go with what you're being guided. In these readings, you must allow yourself to be guided wherever you can. So I put the deck away because they weren't called. I thought that would, you know, fitted. And I did think about Steve Farmer, Earth Magic, but although I think it would have fitted, that well, I didn't get that. I didn't take that deck either. See, look, the Rider, the Radiant Wise Tarot. Yeah, there's something flipped. Okay, the Page of Cups. He's funny. So he, yeah. Page of Cups has got something. Oh, and that came out earlier. Top of the deck, 8 of Wands. Bottom of the deck, 4 of Pentacles. I don't feel the 4 of Pentacles fits, but the 8 of Wands did flip out before. But the Page of Cups. Yeah. This is future. This card in the mini Radiant Wise Tarot is, he's looking to my left, so it's the future. And it is the Page. It's the Page, which is the Knave. News, a message, application and reflection. News, a message, right. Well, as a tree guardian, you're going to be getting news and you're going to be getting messages in the future. He's looking to my left. Yeah. What I'm getting particularly about this today is also, I know he's got the fishy cup there, but the cup being your gift of love, I want to say. Love of Gaia, love of nature, love of the sacred land, if you like. Yeah, news, communication, messages, which you're going to be getting as tree guardians. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Beautiful. May we have a storm raven now? I haven't actually flipped anything today from the deck, but I think something may come out. Spirit, is there anything from Storm Raven, 3-word Divine Oracle? Carrie's own deck, which I hope will be in production this year. Another one, another thing I need to do. Oh. Spirit willing, God willing, universe and cosmos willing, it'll happen. Of course. Okay, guys. Okay, this is funny. I did. No, I did actually. Just as I was warming up to turn on the video, I did shuffle these, and this one flew out. So what is it? 84, 83 cards. Okay, flew out before. Of course, the same one has just appeared. Old to new. Earth, obviously, green. It's also heart chakra, but it's also green for Mother Nature, for the green woman. Yeah, old to new. This is saying to me the old ways. And what we're doing here is a reflection of the old ways. It's the old ways brought to life. Literally, old ways being used anew. Okay. We're being called at this time, I think, by the universe, by the cosmos, to go back to the old ways. And particularly the old ways of earth magic, connecting with the land in this way that tree guardians do. Beautiful. So it's just a further endorsement from Spirit, old to new, and the old ways in how we connected with the land. This is really important because I feel a lot of humanity is unwell, not happy, sick. not functioning well. And I'm a very, very strong believer that a large part of that is because we have moved away from the land. We've moved away from our connection with nature, with Gaia, with the earth. When we spend time in nature, with the earth, with the animals, we heal. We heal. And so for tree guardians, and this reading is for tree guardians, we are going back to the old ways. And it may be an ancestral part of you that connects with trees in this way. I certainly feel that applies to myself, with Celtic origins in Southern Ireland, Southern Wales, Scotland and England. So a bit of old country, I want to say shamanism, but I think we have to be careful how we use that word. But Celtic earth lore, Lore, and earth magic. Lovely confirmation. So let's close this reading. Half an hour in. Brilliant. Bag of charms. Thank you, Spirit. Benevolent, great Spirit. I love your message. I'm so pleased I've done this. I may do other tree guardian readings, particularly when I have connected with the ancient oak. I'm not going to... So something came out and I haven't even opened it yet. So I'm going to keep that one. Thank you. May we have another charm. Thank you, Spirit. That's beautiful. I think, is that green? So, yes, it is. Okay. One more. Thank you. Nice. That's funny because I think they mean the same thing, even though it's a slightly different shape. So the first one that snuck out of the bag when I was turning the bag over is a teeny tiny but enamelled green star. It's so small I can hardly pick it up. So let's see here. I'm hoping you can see. Look at that. The stars, the moon, the cosmos, the universe. Further confirmation. And it's green, and this message is really green today, this tree guardian reading. Love from the stars. What it says to me is that it's also fated that you step into this reading today. I didn't do the blurb, did I? I didn't do any of the blurb, which was this reading is for the collective as well as the individual, and it's timeless. If you found yourself here, it's meant for you now. But if you stumble across it later, it's meant for you then. As ever, take what resonates, leave the rest. But it's written in the stars about tree guardians and guardianship. Certainly for me, and certainly I think for many of you watching this reading today, and it's enamelled. So it's teeny tiny, but it's still an important message from the stars. Thank you, Spirit. I feel drawn to put this on the maiden. I'm going to put it on the little maiden there, number 14. And the second charm is also star-like, and it's enamelled, and it is the starfish. The midnight to blue, enamelled blue starfish. So I think that's also a call out to stars, but it's saying stars up in the heavens, stars to the bottom of the ocean, of the earth, right on the earth's floor. From up there to down there. You're being called, if you feel called, to become a tree guardian. Connect and commune with trees. And I moved to put this on, well, let's have a look. The guardian at the gate. Beautiful. Wonderful viewer, listener, Two for Joy Oracle, subscriber, sunscriber. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Let's build this beautiful sacred space together. I'm sending you so much love on this lovely Easter Saturday from the trees, from the cosmic beacon tree in the village where I am. Go forth, commune with nature. If you feel so drawn to do, become a tree guardian. We need more of you to do this for the plant nation, for the animal nation, for the human nation, for all nations. Sending you love and light, and I'll see you again soon, my friends. Bye for now.